Well, salutations, everybody. What's a crack-a-lackin'? It's another day, another dollar, another good time to go at a wonderful bit of Football Manager 26, because why not? The Craic is 90, and the Craic is coming to you live here to start the week off in wonderful fashion, as we end up getting into the first of our Champions League games with Manchester United now. IRL, we have Everton versus Leeds, a game that'll be interesting because it determines how things are on the bottom of the Premier League, which matters for only one person in the community that ends up popping around every now and again. That would be Sir Benekage. But for tonight, we start things off good, grand and delicious with one of the top teams in England, Manchester United, versus one of the top teams, if not the top team in Scotland in the Champions League in one, Celtic. And it's a pleasure to end up getting back in it. All has been going fairly well for us so far, so we'll see if it can continue to do so. One of the things that is a bit unfortunate due to the time restraints in which we done our signing. Edison, who we signed on to ourselves, is unfortunately not available for this game. Edison is not registered, and the registration for signing people back up to the Champions League doesn't appear for another 8 days. So thankfully, we still have Senny Lamens in order to take up the mantle and see how things are. I'm half tempted, if I'm honest, in this particular case, not to go with Senny and to go with Hardy instead. Put in the 18-year-old and let him be the substitute that I want him to be. But we also want to get off to a good start, so I think we don't take the unnecessary risk, and we go into this game with gunfire, hellstone and brimstone and see how we end up doing. Benny Kage, I always want to get off whenever you come into the chat. You make things oh so glorious. What's a crack-a-lackin', my friend? Is it all going good? Is it all going grand? Is it all going delicious? I hope the Craic is treating you 90 today, my friend. Is the start to your week going as sound as mine? Ooh, what has you sore? Was shoveling all of that snow too much for you, my friend? The Gaim has me currently walking around like I'm a skeletal corpse, as you can see here with my fancy rash guard. That's the reason why I'm doing things. You're only as old as you feel, Senior Benny, and I feel 70. But, you know, keep the head up, keep the things grand, and see how things end up going. Who knows? Today could be a good day for you. We could end up seeing Everton get a victory over Leeds United to give the threshold a wee bit more of a bounce, to have more people in the fighting position for yourselves when things end up coming true. But at the moment, Leeds look to be the better team. But we shall see how all ends up going down there, and hope that the Craic ends up being 90. I enjoy the No, I lost my wording there. Now, but with all that being said anyway, we'll focus now on going into this game versus Celtic, our first game in the Champions League, and see if in our third game of our third season we can do back-to-back Champions League defences, as we are the Championes of Europe, and potentially end up becoming the champions of England. If you missed where we finished the last time in our first 4 games in the Premier League, we have 2 wins and 2 losses. We lost to Arsenal. 3 wins and 2 losses. We lost to Arsenal, we lost to Villa, but we won against Chelsea, and we won against Liverpool, and we won against, I think, Everton, because it was Ruben Amorim's side, so I'm almost positive it was Everton. And yeah, so that makes us have 9 points, which is somewhat concerning, considering in terms of the other table, Arsenal, who we've already faced and failed to vanquish, have managed to end up getting 15 points so far, so they have a full streak of perfect records. Now, hopefully that will end up dropping down and Arsenal don't become the greatest version of all time of anything you'd end up seeing. But it also wouldn't shock me if that ends up happening, considering they now have Pep Guardiola. This Celtic side now, there's very few players that I end up knowing in it. I don't know this version of Jota. Kieran Tierney is an okay person to have as a captain. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, I always get this wrong, he's either City or United. Cameron Carter Vickers is a former academy player. Ryan Yates, I recognise definitely as a former Palace player. But we'll see how things end up going. We should be in good nick to get a good result out of this. We are at home, so that makes things better for us as well when it comes down to getting said result. But we shall see how it ends up going, and hopefully all will end up being grand. A bit of hellfire and spitborn in to our formation now, and we'll see how it all ends up coming together. An awful lot of players playing good. The two performances we had in the Arsenal case, it was me throwing the baby out with the bathwater, trying to go offensive to get a potential goal back, and it didn't work. So we'll see what ends up happening now. Good way to end up starting things off. Salzburg already at the top of the Champions League, which is interesting. Chelsea don't have Champions League football, so there's no club-to-club issues. Not that I'd say this game even recognises that Salzburg is owned by Blueco. Hopefully there won't be any issues. I will note the game has been a bit iffy for me since I was setting it up. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to actually go live today because of the game being a bit buggy. But we're live for the moment anyway, and we'll see how things end up going for now. Unfortunate work there, Bruno, not able to do the connective work properly with Kobe Manu. Tierney now, Araki. This could be theirs. Oh, Lemens with an okay save. So considering they go with a barn burster of a shot like that, maybe it was the good thing to have Lemens in instead of Hardy. But we shall continue to see as we end up going in now. Rob Tone now. Brendan Johnson, Brendan Rodgers, still the manager here, considering when I started the save he hadn't been sacked yet. So interesting that that's the case there. And an Amad Diallo goal for us gives us a nice little bit of reprieve to give us more standing and more solidity in the game that we have now at the moment. Other than the shoveling of the snow, Senior Benny, how has all been treating you with this storm? I know it hit about as hard as was expected to end up coming true. I hope you and all of your American compatriots haven't had many major issues as a result of it. It would be horrible to hear if you did. I haven't been talking to anyone from America, so I don't know how bad it actually turned out to be. But I hope all was fine there, other than having to shovel snow. Rafael Leao getting the goal versus Spurs. Spurs losing at the moment. Interesting situation for them. Marcus Rashford true. Nathan DeCat and Ahmad crossing over each other there, unfortunately. Would have been better if they had worked a wee bit better with each other. Oh, Rashford! That's atrocious by Rashford. He needs to do better than that. Those are the type of plays there where you think the game would end up knowing that you're better going to the right-hand side than the left. It happens a lot that the game tries to cut the short corner of the goalkeeper instead of going to the wide position that they could potentially end up getting. So you know yourself, it's interesting how all ends up going into it. But we're in good position at the moment. We're the better of the XG. We're doing okay in terms of possession and the whole lot. I have to remember 1-0 is not enough of a barrier for anything. We need to at least get the second goal, and even at that, that's not enough. 2-0, the most dangerous score in all of football. Also, unfortunate news for Sir Senior Benakage. James Justin via an assist from Anton Stash, has scored a goal for Leeds United. So Leeds 1-0 up versus Everton. And Everton have gotten an injury to Tierno Barry as well. I think he's still on the pitch. He hasn't been subbed off yet. But Barry, being Everton's main attacking prowess, being potentially injured, is concerning in of itself as well. So, you know, unfortunate situation there, that it's not working out for him. David Moyes not having the best of luck so far today in this contest. But hey, they're doing 11th, so even a loss in this game isn't the worst thing for Moisey, so I suppose he can't really complain. Now, we've been in complete control of this match, and with that being the case, we're still not doing particularly great. We need to get more into us, a bit more pump in our step, a bit more lickety-split, and get more out of ourselves, especially against a team such as Celtic. We should be rolling away with the punches on this one. Nathan the Cat having a bit of an okay performance, but not great. Rashford having a bit of a mixed bag. Alex Jimenez having a mixed bag. We'll wait a bit, just shout at them that this isn't good enough, and hope that we get a bit of a spur out of them in the second half. Before we make any substitutions yet. It doesn't help too that their goalkeeper is having a fantastic performance as well. Now, maybe that's a showcase of us doing bad shots, not making things easy for ourselves either. But hey, you know, you go what you can and you see how things end up going. Interesting to see too, PSV getting, I was going to say having the victory over Juventus, and now it's 2-1. Never mind. Juventus would be the team you'd expect to be better, even in their current malaise, as some might end up putting it on how they're performing. Okay, 60 minutes, we will make some changes. Alex Jimenez hasn't been good enough, so we put on Willy Kwambala. Yoro now has that card, so we'll put on Ilya Zambrani. The Cat has been a mixed bag. We'll keep him on for now. Bruno's been fine. Rashford will come off for Victor Ruck. And we'll go with that and see how things end up going. 3 significant changes for us. And let's hope that something ends up coming true with that. I'd love to get the second goal. Again, not exactly useful when their goalkeeper is having a fantastic performance. Just so long as Lamens doesn't screw things up, we're fine. And Matthias Tell scoring for Spurs, making it 1-1 between them and Milan. A nice little result for them at the moment. I like Matthias Tell. He's a player I used to always try and nick off of Bayern Munich when I was playing my FM24s and 23 saves. I always thought he was a player with potential. It's amazing how much assists can end up mattering, because I think Sesko hasn't been great in this game, and yet he's one of our top rated players. So it's amazing the difference that they can end up making. They've changed their approach to go more attacking. Well, they kind of have to, otherwise this is just a loss for them. Zambrani to Menu. Kobe tries to get through there, but no one there for him. And Nathan the Cat, a bloody joy. It's a joy when you have a player that can end up scoring goals like that. And to be honest, it seems to be all Nathan the Cat ends up doing, because he's been scoring so many of those type of goals that it's unbelievable. And it warms the cockles of my cold heart to see that he's actually doing it. Now, with that, we can take off Ahmad. And I think we're going to give it to Nico Paz, put him on the corner there. And we'll leave the last substitution in case an injury ends up coming true. Or we might replace Dogu at 80 minutes. If we get a third goal, we'll definitely replace Dogu. 2-1 now for Milan again. Unfortunate there for Spurs. Willie up to Paz. Paz, nobody there, unfortunately. Bruno now. Back to De Ligt. Dogu, De Cat, Dogu, holds himself up well, holds it down, and a blockade there for Bruno. corner times for us, and nothing comes out of our corners. We have to figure out something to do with our corner play. The fact that we've had 12 corners and almost nothing coming from them is not concerning, but annoying. We put on Mazraoui for dog and go with that. It's a pleasure to see you have the 35 streak, my friend Duck. Dirty blue nose. Well, its nose will be even dirtier. The fact that Leeds are 1-0 up. But hey, a 2-0 win is doing well. I'm doing okay today. A bit lower in energy than I normally would end up coming down to, but still enjoying life and trying to end up making things good. Working away as hard as I can at work and keeping myself up to snuff physically and the whole shebang that way. So just, keeping things conny and going like that. But what about yourself? How are you doing, Senior Duck? I hope the Craic is treating you fine, dandy and good. I'm not a blue-nosed duck. We just need all the help we can get. Yep, including divine intervention. Hey, you won your last 2 games. That's divine intervention enough, and we'll see what ends up happening versus the blue noses themselves versus Chelsea this coming week, because Chelsea are so inconsistent. I could actually see ye getting a result out of Chelsea when ye end up facing them this coming weekend, Senior Benny. That Saturday game, I know it's in Stamford Bridge, so you would think that it would be a bit too much for you to get it, but at the same point in time, that's the type of game I wouldn't be shocked if you ended up getting a result in it. Not even in your dreams. SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants. I've been watching a lot of editing SpongeBob SquarePants into shows, into movies and shows. So that's interesting. Ooh, City lost. Who did City face? The Strawberries to Olympiacos. It has to be on this day. So the Spurs lost. Juventus. Well, City lost to someone, but it didn't come up there. Interesting. Huh. I tried to Google SpongeBob SquarePants memes and shot myself in the foot. I mean, you have to be careful about searching up those type of stuff. Otherwise, your search history will become interesting, is the best way to put that. The fact that we're 100 million in the red again is concerning. Now, with that being the case, we go into profit based on where we are in the league, but it's annoying not being in profit throughout the time. So we need to do something about our wage bill. So, like, one of the people we're probably going to have to try and sell is ironically Rashford, who played today for us, and see how things end up going there. They think I'm a kid and now I have to prove I'm a freaking adult. The joys of that type of stuff. Hey, could be worse. Keep in mind, England is thinking about putting in the bloody digital ID card, where everyone's going to have to end up showcasing that they're an adult or X or Y in order to do anything on the goddamn internet. So it can get significantly worse. This is going to be annoying because we're not going to have Edison for PSG. And they have Lucas Chevalier, who's one of the best in the world as well. So that's going to be interesting. And then people ask me why I don't want to move to the UK, given I want to move to Europe. I mean, the thing about it is, all of Europe is crap at the moment, Benny, and all of Europe will follow that way. Also, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Keir Starmer won't be in power long enough to implement it. And there's a very big chance Reform are going to take the place of Keir Starmer's bloody government. So it's going to go complete 180 in England over the next wee while. And even with Keir Starmer, he's kind of started going 180 on a lot of things as well. Like he's going much harder on immigration and stuff like that. Ireland they will win. Unfortunately, they will win. They're making the right moves, so I'd be shocked. Maybe they won't. Obviously, I'm not paying as much attention to England as maybe I should be because, you know, being in Ireland and the whole lot. But I'd be shocked if Reform don't win because they're doing all the right stuff to win. It's just a matter of, at this point in time, Reform just have to make sure they don't shoot themselves in the foot. And some of the people that have joining Reform are shooting themselves in the foot. But genuinely, we'll see what ends up happening. I think they'll be fine. But yes, the Labour Party is throwing their time away. Yep. And then they'll censor anyone who speaks out against Reform. Yeah. We'll see what ends up happening there because, like, Farage, at least with Farage, why are you whinging about him? Anyway, at least with Farage can at least take a bit of a joke, but at the same point in time, you don't bloody know. They're all sheep and puppets and the whole lot, and like that's why I just focus on what I can get done in my local area and screw everything else. Not that I'm in England and need to worry about it, but I think you know what I mean. Moved to Man U? No, I've been with Man U since the start of this. I've been with Man U since the start of the save. So in FM 26, I've never not been in Man U because this is still the save that I was doing from the. This is still the save I'm doing from the. Beta. So I'm just doing it for the time being. And we'll see. This might be the last, depending on how this season goes, I might just give it up then and then do what I was thinking about before, which is start unemployed and go for there. Well, I mean, you're probably thinking at the time from when I was doing it in FM24 where I was Real Madrid when I ended up finishing up. But I do plan, if all ends up going well, doing the unemployed save and doing something a little different. Who knows, maybe that's what the mystery stream is. I let you choose where I end up landing. The Craic lore, yes. We need to rewrite the FM story to end up changing the FM 26 story. I mean, honestly, kind of, Benny. You do have a tendency to know the randomness of crap, so it's never really 100% sure what you end up knowing and what you don't. That's the reason why I have great time for you anyway, my friend. He might be worth a poke. We'll keep an eye on him. It could be the exhaustion. The exhaustion from doing all of that that shoveling, of getting rid of all of that that snow and all of that blockages out of the way. Benny's a big boy. Don't worry, if I feel that you're going too far, I'll call you out on it, Duck. If Benny thinks you're going too far, Benny can call you out on it. I honestly am of that opinion that everyone needs to fight their own battles, and if you're too afraid to fight your own battle, then you deserve to lose it. Which is probably a bit of really mean mentality to have, but it is honestly my viewpoint. If you're too afraid to fight your own battle, you deserve to lose your battle. I'm disappointed in myself for the mental lapse. I've tried shoveling for my grand and it's hard work. Well, that's the joys of me not needing to do that. I would prefer to stay at home than to do that. And thankfully, I normally have enough food in place in the house that I can last almost a week at any one time. Not to worry about anything like that. So that's the good thing about that. Have you had to actually leave the house since the storm has happened, Benny, or is it just one of those cases of you're clearing it up because of something stupid like a HOA? Because I do find that funny that you can end up being called upon on a HOA for not cleaning up snow. which is daft. It's not that I'm a big boy, it's just that I try not to let crap bother me, and every once in a while I'm a moody twat. Oh, no. I wasn't at all commenting towards yourself. I was just using that as a generalization, Benny. I tend to know when people are going at something with banter and people are going at something with vitriol. If you can't take a joke, that's up to you for not being able to take the joke. But if I determine something isn't banter, I'll stop it there, and that's the way I end up viewing it. But I'm of the viewpoint of, yeah, you should be able to take your own joke or fight your own battle if something's really annoying you. And if I think you're being a whiny bitch, I'll tell you to shut up. If you get me. That's all my point is. Sesko performed okay the last time. I kind of want to give Evan Ferguson back the game, but not on this one. We're getting 4 to 7 more inches this weekend after the 12 yesterday. Hey, at least you know you're getting a good pounding. You know, that sounds like a nice old meaty time. Yes, I'll leave my way out and of that bad joke. After that bad joke. I'll vacate on exit 12. Okay. I think I'm going to give Saba the go on this one and start Saba. Getting through preseason the Cook Island in prep for season 3. How did things end up going for that's meant to be gone? Did it not save? Interesting. Because that's meant to break it. Okay, so maybe I have to change it to that. I'll know the next time. That should end up working. Anyway, we'll see if that ends up working for the next time. But yeah. But yeah, no, did you end up saying anything about it? Yeah. So other than my incredibly bad joke, Senior Benikage, have you actually had to go out in the snow yet at all? Or has it all been grand? Has it all been sound? Has there been any issues with it? No, I don't go out often at all periods. Fair enough. Well, hey, if you're able to get everything sorted out and be done that way, happy out. That's just the best way to be. Yeah, I don't know what would let you know that ads are occurring at the moment, Senior Duck. Yeah, there's no indication as to why that would be the case. I don't even know if this is worth doing, by the way, but I do it. I used to do it, and you know, it seemed to help with bringing people into the chat, or bringing people into the stream. Some people say that it benefits your approach and your outwardness and the whole lot. Yeah. So I just bring that up. It reminds me to end up stopping on the whole lot, and it lets people know why I'm delaying. But hey, anyway, let's get into our second game now. Another Champions League game, this time versus Paris Saint-Germain. Hopefully we can end up doing good against this one. It's Arne Slot's Paris Saint-Germain. So this could be very, very interesting. They have Victor Vinicius Jr. Is part of their squad. That's just what I do know. If I have ads out of a game, we're not doing nothing anyway. Okay, fair enough. I just have that automated, so I don't need to bring it up. So that's one of the reasons why I have that done. But yeah. So they've brought in João Neves, who I would have loved to have gotten, but at the end of the day, would cost way too much money. So they have Hakimi, Marquinhos, Pacho, and Mendes, João Neves, Fabian, Dembele, Desiree Doué. They're using him. Vinicius Jr. and Bradley Barcola. And look at their bench too. They have Siminicus. Interesting. And Kvaratskhelia isn't even getting on. We'll see how we end up doing. Anthony Dos Santos on the bench too. Funny that Anthony isn't coming onto the pitch against us. But here at PSG now, can we get a result versus them? The hope is that we can make it 2-2 and continue on with a good dominant display in the Champions League. PSG were the holders of it the year before we won it. They had held it 2 years in a row. So let's see if we can bypass them here in the Stadio de France. Can we get a result out of them now tonight? It is the Stadio de France, isn't it? Oh no, the Parc de Prince. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been in the Parc de Prince. That's where Clash in Paris was. I've actually been in this stadium. It was an awesome event, to be honest. The stadium was unbelievable. And Benjamin Sesko wants us 1-0 up. Isn't that what you want to see? Beautiful for us. 1-0 up. Second game of the stream against Paris Saint-Germain, defending champions of the Champions League. Starting off in good contention. Benjamin and his big, bulbous head coming into position for us. Can we get another one? No. Pacho doing well for himself there. Alex Jimenez straight through with the attempt to get to Sesko. So we do what we can and we see what ends up happening. And then Benjamin Sesko with 2 goals for us. And to think we were considering at one particular point in time putting on Evan Ferguson instead of Benjamin Sesko. Benjamin Sesko's having a fantastic game today, and Lucas Chevalier there, not his game this evening. We've seen much lesser goalkeepers have much better performances so far. But the fact that Chevalier hasn't gone down much in percentage means they've blamed all of that potentially on the defence more than they have on the goalkeeper. I wonder if Šeško is going to be able to get his hat-trick. It would be fantastic if he was. We'll see how things end up going there. By the way, oh crap. Give us a second. By the way, how do I change it back? Okay, good. By the way, Senior Benekage, are you playing anything off stream at the moment? Or is it all going good? Is it all going grand there? Are you just doing your regular stream stuff at the moment? And hey, I should always remember 2-0, the most dangerous score in all of football, because they're just after getting a very interesting goal there. João Neves, a very bad attempt by Seny Lamens in order to try and save it. But hey, we'll go with what we have and hope that we can end up getting more into us. How have you actually, how did that save? Have you finished your year with that save yet, Benny? Or are you still in the process of doing that save at the moment? The group save on year 5. About to enter March, not too bad. How are you doing so far in it? By the way, Maddie, pleasure to have you in, my friend. She'll come on directly after this song now, the Sean Paul song. I haven't heard Sean Paul in quite some time, so that should be an interesting kettle of fish in order to hear that one. And Desmond Dorier. And this is why you must always remember.
Shut up.
Don't you forget, you ain't won yet.
That is atrocious defending by us. To go 2-0 up and then go down to 2-2. We need to Hope we end up getting something out of this. In 7th, 6 point from European Places Cup semi-final next. Well, good luck with that, my friend. I'll be wishing you luck to hope that ends up coming true for you now. Mendes. Straight through. Corner tactics works for them. Corner tactics work for them, huh? That's insane. Oh, that's just insane. Oh, that's so annoying. That's so annoying. And they seem to have our ass now, too. I've been lurking for a bit, but I want to pop in and say hello. I'll be in the chat more after Game of Squad. No bother, my friend. I always love having people in here, even if you're lurking and the whole lot. So no worry whatsoever about it. Enjoy your Game of Squad. Hopefully you end up getting a nice win out of it now, and we'll see how things end up going. Come on, guys. Come on, get another goal. Don't be going into halftime losing this match. Yeah, okay, I have to do something about the corner tactic. Do any know any good corner tactics? Because I haven't been able to get anything to work well when I've been trying corner tactics. Because at the moment, my set piece tactic is this, and it just isn't doing anything for us. I can only arrange friendlies with fellow Cook Island sides, although I can play one foreign team. It would cost me 40k and wouldn't get any profit. Well, the joys of that you wouldn't get any profit off of it. That's the annoying thing out of that. Yeah, let's try something different, I suppose. To far side center. Okay, we'll see if this does anything. This is meant to help for a dummy run on the whole lot, so we'll see. Hopefully this ends up getting us something, because we need to, because like our bloody corner tactics are atrocious. As for that as well, bollock the crap out of the team, because we need to get a result out of them. Near post variant. Oh, okay. I will do that in a minute. I'll let this run a tiny second and then I'll change it. Okay. Okay, set pieces. Okay. Okay, so near post variant, attack the near post, lurk at near post, attack at far post, mark the keeper, post players high heading, rest stay back, far variant to have one come short, remove from near post. Okay. Before I do anything, set pieces. How do I change this to? How do I change which one it's using? Oh, whatever. Screw it. I'll worry about it later on. If you want come short, make them Highland. It's automatic. It randomly selects between the three. Oh, okay, fine. Then that might be a waste of time. But screw it. We'll see what ends up happening. After this game, we'll end up looking into doing something actually proper with it. Let's hope we do something before then. Okay. Bruno has not been doing the job, so Bruno offered to Cat. Euro is not doing the job, so Euro offered to Delict. Ultra attacking. Come on, guys, we need something off E. Okay, there's another corner. So if it goes out for a corner again, I have to just view it, so. Okay, hopefully we can score off of this. Stellar. No, not if you do crap like that, we're not going to. Delict. Dogu. Ilya. Dogu. Oh, Desmond Doria. Oh, I'm surprised that wasn't a fourth goal for them, if I'm honest. Alex, come on, man. Oh, you can't be doing that. I make sure my corner taker in swing, it's all attribute based. If you're attacking the post, being outnumbered isn't going to go anywhere. It's likely to end up being shallow. Okay, interesting. Can we score? Amad Diallo equalizes for us. Beautiful. So we have time. We have time to potentially get a win out of this. That better count. No! Damn. God damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. It's horrible timing. We don't want that to end up happening. We want to get a result out of this. Okay. It's time to throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's time to throw the baby out with the bathwater. It is on a, that passes on that. Oh shit. We can put Mbwemu there, and instead of Paz, we can put Evan Ferguson on. And try this. I might regret this, by the way. Come on, we need to get something out of this. A draw is fine. I just do not want to lose to Paris Saint-Germain. Okay, that's not working for us. Wider, keep the ball in possession, float the cross, do that, then do this, and quick from there. Walt, my friend, it's a pleasure to have you in. What's a crack-a-lackin'? Is it all going good? Is it all going grand? Is it all going delicious? I have to give out some shout-outs now. I'll give out one just before you, because it came in earlier on. American streamer, good old friend. Highly recommend him if you can give him a follow. Senior Benekage, and I'll give you one later on. Walt, fantastic streamer. Has his own Discord environment and the whole lot. Fantastic to talk to. Always a good old time. And you know, would recommend him, but Senior Benekage as well. And we actually ended up getting a Senior Benekage.
Citizen Football Club are the champions of Asia.
A Senior Benekage.
We are the top dog on the entire continent, baby. This is the
clip
first time
from the
I've
latest
ever
clip.
won a continental
Have you done
title
pruning
in
again, Benekage?
And the habits here are the longest save. Gimpo R The Asian Champions League winners. Let's go. Yes!
Okay, let's increase the tempo and hope
We
this
are
change will
leaving
end up working for us.
Korea at the end of the Club World Cup campaign, bro. What
Oh,
an
can we get
accomplishment.
something out of this? Can we get something out of this?
But we are...
Delict to Ahmad, Ahmad to Ferguson, Ferguson to Ahmad. Come on, please. Come on, please, please, please. Delict. No! Oh, here comes their fourth goal, so... Yep. Shocked he didn't score that. Shocked he didn't score that. We don't have another sub either. We need to take Ahmad off if we could. And there's the other buck, guys. If you can, give him a follow. Gent, a scholar, and a fantastic streamer. Go and give Walt a follow as well.
I never really got my island set up well on Skyblock.
I was talking to him earlier on today when he was playing Euro Truck Simulator. He got the wheel and the whole lot. Been years since I've ended up having a driving wheel. I remember when I was young, I used to play Need for Speed Underground 2 with the PlayStation 2 wheel. That's what I get for throwing the baby out with the bathwater. I kind of deserve it, don't I? Deserve it, don't I? Fucking duck in a handbasket. After having a 2-0 lead to lose 4-2. It's atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. And this is where I wish the game still let you fine people. Because I'd be fining Ahmad Diallo, I'd be fining Saba, I'd be fining bloody Dogu. I'd be fining the whole lot of them for the performance they ended up giving in there. But I mean, the good thing about it is only the second game. Although we are in the playoff position, it's not like we've lost both of our games like Atletico Madrid. It's annoying as the defending champions, especially considering PSG drew their first game. But we'll go what we can and see what ends up happening. Ooh, the France boss was there. Then a Euro potentially for them as well. And I refuse to talk after a loss. I'll show up to the press conference, but I refuse to talk. I'll always storm out of a press conference. I'll say I blow my top, which I do, to be fair, but still. Okay, fine. If that's what you're going to do, Delict. That's what you're going to do. Move to the under-21s. The minute they do an interview, like this, I drop them to the under-21s. I want him. He's a fantastic option then to going around, and he's been rotating around with the players that are there. But if he's going to end up whinging, he's going to end up going onto the bench straight away. I refuse to do it. Of course. Why would he be getting the game time? It's wonderful when the game ends up doing that type of stuff for you. What do you typically end up doing when that happens to you? When a player ends up doing out an interview? Because I done it last season with Ugarte, who's still in the under-21s, because I wasn't able to get him sold. At least I think I wasn't able to get him sold. Maybe I did get him sold. Do we have Emmanuel Ugarte? Yeah, we still have him. So we need to sell him as well. Try and get him out the door. Oh yeah, because we moved Delict. Oh, it doesn't have 3 people to put in with each other. Okay, that's interesting. The efficiency. Okay. I might focus on that later on, but that's future Craic's problems. Okay, for now, currently with Feyenoord. So have you stopped Cook Island save, or are you still doing the Cook Island save? Having fun with a few mates, comparing how we all do offline managing the same team. Happy out. And how's that going so far? Still doing both, just swapping every few hours. Hey, best way to do it. Best way to do it. Happy out, my friend. However it works for you, make it work for you. Anyway. Rashford out of England. Euro left out by France. I don't get that one because Euro's playing consistently for us. That one I don't get. I don't get why France keep dropping Euro because he is actually playing for us. Okay. Then Mount shines for the under-21s. Fair enough. Marcus, fine. Rashford, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. If you have one more bad training session, I'm dropping you to the under-21s. I'm not doing this. I refuse to do this. I refuse to acknowledge bad training practices. Now, Wharton would be an okay signing for Spurs. But we have Newcastle next. We have Antonio Conte's Newcastle. Okay. That's an interesting shout. Well, they have Antonio Blanco. Interesting. Tino Livamento's still there. We sold the Martinez. I doubt he'll end up playing, but we'll see. So, how do we set ourselves up for this? Well, we're going to play Euro. Alex has not been performing good enough, so we're actually going to go with Willy Kwamboala now and Dogu instead of Saba after Saba's shambolic performance the last time. Up, my friend. What is a crack-a-lackin'? Is it all going good? Is it all going grand? Is it all going delicious? It is a pleasure to have you in. How is life treating you today? Have you been doing anything exciting with your time in the last wee bit, my friend, if you don't mind me asking? Writing? Ooh, what type of writing are you doing, my friend? Happy out, happy out. I hope that's coming across well for you. You know, it's always hard to get a bit of inspiration, but when the inspiration hits, it's beautiful when it hits right. We have Delict there. I don't even want Delict on the bench. Do we have an alternative option? I'm keeping him on the bench because screw it, I'll play the prick even though he's down in the under-21s instead of Elia for now. Victor instead of Ahmad because Ahmad performed bad in the last game. Rashford instead of Mbeumo. Decat instead of Bruno. I think that's it. Finished the first chapter. Been doing some research for world building now. Been fun. Not too bad. Not too bad. Happy out on that. It's not really a book. as for say, but give me a second. Do I still have them? Actually, I thought I had them on this. Maybe I don't. Well, then in that case, I can go and get one. I have loads of them. I must have them saved on the other computer. Just give me 1 second. I'll show you something a bit interesting. It's not there. Nope. 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 Oh, which one were we in before? Because I definitely posted it into it. Was it in this? It was in this, but I think it might be gone now, is it? Yeah, I think it might be gone now. If that's the case, give us a second. I just want to show it off if I can do. Not a United fan by any means, but so glad you beat those corner pricks. Well, when it's a foul on the keeper every time. Yeah, they've been doing a lot of that, haven't they? Tackling the keeper a bit much. I know people have been making a big point of that. But yeah, actually, I can't find it, so I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you another time up. But yeah, hey, the only other thing that's being said there, and to be fair, it's most Arsenal fans aren't being particularly bad about it, but there was the 2 potential handball incidents that people were making a big deal of. Those as well were another interesting kettle of fish. Okay. It also looks bad for the game. Well, if that Euro goal wasn't given, that would have been a joke, honestly. The Euro goal had to be given. The Euro goal was too good not to be given. Also, the way Sesko's playing, Sesko has to play this game, so Evan Ferguson's getting screwed again. Do you think so, Duck? I don't know. I don't know myself. I think football died yonks ago. Maybe. It's funny that you linked me that one, Benny, if you're still here, because that's this tactic that he was setting up. I don't know how to set... Here's a question for you, actually. So... Those are the people that are playing in each position. How do I change the players? Well, it's advertisement now, so never mind. No, I know. I just have it blocked off. I just do it just in case. I was told that it's meant to be better. It's something I used to do a long time ago. But we'll see what ends up happening. Okay, so once this finishes, then I'll end up looking at it. Okay, so it just sets them like this. Okay, so it's just automatically setting them at the moment. So yeah, that makes sense. Okay, now I know how it works. Still, I don't understand why it's not working at all for me. Because we have good players that should be able to do it. I think I'm going to add a second one, though. I think I'm going to add out of post one just to add a bit of difference to it. So if I go and move you down there and move you into there, then go move far post up there, near post there, lurk at near post, mark the keeper, lurk outside far side, then center, then come short, stay back, but make this one far post. And then there we go. At least we have the two now. So we'll have the two options there. Set pieces are dead on 26 compared to 24. I think so anyway. They haven't been working. Like, this used to work for me, but then again, it's robbed from bloody... and legitimately, it was robbed off of Zealand. Both of these are. But we'll see what ends up happening. Not to backseat. You're putting it back post when there's only one there. Yeah, I found it weird, but that's what. Again, this is literally a Zealand one that worked before. There's the one that's there. Attack from the far post, and the other two attack from there. It's a bit interesting, although this one's meant to be lurk, not attack. So I don't know. It's interesting. I'm going to try it for a bit and we'll see what ends up happening. If you recommend another one, Senior Up, then we can try it. But we'll try these two anyway and see if it makes a difference. I do know there is a way to change the familiarity of how often they end up coming true. Modify the frequency, yes. So it's 50-50 at the moment. You could go... Wonderful how it doesn't bloody bother its arse to change it. Okay, whatever. Anyway, I don't really mess with set pieces, so I didn't even know the screen existed. It's pretty much the same screen as 24. But we're going to go into Newcastle now and see how we end up doing. This is the team we're going to go with. So, Kwamboala, Euro, Delict, Dogu with Edison in goal, Stellar, Cat, Victor Rook, Nico Paz, Rashford, and Sesko. And let's hope we perform good. After the last performance versus PSG, we really need a good performance. So cross your fingers, your toes, and anything else you have to cross for me, because we might need a bit of luck, my friends. So, FM26 is my first on proper on PC. Not too bad. Are you enjoying it on PC since you started playing it? Because, like, having keyboard and mouse on it must be significantly better than using everything off of the controller. God, some people are, like, I don't get it. Some people are such antagonistic tits. Like, I understand that you shouldn't be listening to 90% of it, but Andy Goldstein on TalkSport turned around saying that Manchester United win over Arsenal proves how bad of a manager Ruben Amorim is. That's funny as hell to end up saying, considering at the start of the season we arguably played better than we did yesterday. We arguably better than we did yesterday, and we almost bloody won the game. So, like, as Emmanuel Petit was on there today, and I loved what he was on about, because Emmanuel Petit said something very interesting. He said, the one thing about United is United this season have beaten every single top team. Because we've beaten Liverpool, we've beaten Chelsea, we've beaten Arsenal, we've beaten City. So we've beaten all of the top teams. I think we bet Spurs as well. Maybe I'm wrong on that one, but we've beaten all of the top teams. So like, we're not a bad team, and we weren't bad under Ruben Amorim. So that's the thing about it. Like, but Amorim didn't win. Did they under Amorim? No, we drew 1-1 at the first game of the season. We drew 1-1, and we should have won that game. Again, shoulda, coulda, woulda. We didn't, but I'd argue we performed better in that game. Oh yeah, but that's always the case. But I've been saying that for a while, even with Ruben Amorim. If we play a high line, which is what to be fair, is what Arnold Slot was whinging about. Arnold Slot was whinging about people playing a low block, which was and is our problem. But that's been Manchester United's problem well before Ruben Amorim. Low blocks have been our kryptonite for fucking 6-7 years. That's why Arnold Slot was complaining about it. He was complaining about a low block for the same reason we complain about a low block. We can't break the team. We're not good enough at holding up the possession in order to break down the team. It's the same thing that's happening there. That's why Fulham will be your first actual challenge, where we might actually end up going out against Fulham and not being able to get a result. Now, I suspect Fulham are a bit more of a half and half than a full low block team. I suspect we'll do well versus Fulham, but that Fulham will be our first proper showcase because we won't be expecting we won't be doing this to the team because it won't work. They won't come to us. We'll have to go to them. So that's where we'll end up seeing. It's rumoured that Oscar Bob is going to Fulham, but Oscar Bob really doesn't want to do the move. And to be fair, there's two reasons why Bob doesn't want to do the move, and I don't blame him on either of them. He doesn't want to do it because you don't know where Marco Silva is, and dropping from City to Fulham is a bonkersly big drop. I think it's his level, mind you. I don't think Oscar Bob is that good of a player, and 25 million quid is a nice lump of change to end up getting him for. But we'll see what ends up happening with Oscar Bob. Is it 35? I thought it was 25. If it's 35, then Fulham are, well, it might turn out to be a good move for Fulham. Like, it's an academy player. City will want the money anyway. But like, he has started a couple of games for City, and you don't start for City unless you're at least somewhat good. So we'll see what ends up doing. The Mag Slayer, he's worth it for that goal alone. Maybe. I don't even know which goal you're on about, up, if I'm honest. But yeah, we'll see what ends up happening with him. Oh my God, what a goal for Marcus Rashford. Look at this. Victor Rook up there. Marcus Rashford takes it. Oh, Sevillers. That's a clinker for Sevilla. Sevilla was holding the ball. That's a clinker for their goalkeeper. Now, let's just make sure we don't do what we did the last time versus PSG and actually contain ourselves well this time. Okay, so we're playing okay at the moment. Declan Rice scored for Arsenal. I genuinely, I won't be shocked if we do well this season, but Arsenal just don't want to lose. And as a result of which, Pep's Arsenal will end up winning the fucking league. It wouldn't shock me at all if that ended up happening. Stellar. Rashford. Tempting it again. Sam Barrett as the goalkeeper. It is funny, too, when you think about the fact that St. James's Park isn't big enough for Newcastle. Newcastle need a new stadium. Slightly for the fact that they refused to rename St. James's Park. But one of the reasons why Newcastle is so hamstrung is because they only make 300 million quid a year, as opposed to the likes of us and Liverpool and Arsenal and Spurs that make the guts of 500 to 600 million a year. So they need new revenue streams, and one of the best ways for them to do that is to end up getting a brand new bloody stadium. So it'll be interesting to see what ends up happening with them and whether or not they actually leave St. James's to get a new stadium. Also, it's looking like bad news for Senior Benakage. 74 minutes in and Leeds are 1-0 up. The atmosphere is a myth. I don't think so. Maybe if Nathan the cat, unbelievable. It's a bit of a it's doing well, Matty, but it's a bit of a mixed bag. So this will be our 4th win in the Premier League. We lost to Aston Villa and we lost to Arsenal. Arsenal are now in the lead, winning all 6 of their games because they're winning their current game now as well. So that's going to be interesting. So we're going to need to wait and hope that Arsenal stop dropping points. And we won to Celtic, but lost to PSG in the Champions League. So we'll see. That's what we were setting up beforehand. So we do now. We were using this initially to end up doing it this way. So just so you can see where everyone is. Taken there. Then you have these people here. We're scoring a goal. We'll see that in a second. I'll pause it so we can see that goal in a second. So we end up working it this way. So that things end up working out like that. But we're just after adding this one to see whether or not having extra elements into it will end up working. Because we get a lot of corners, but we've scored sweet F.A. from them. Oh, the cats after Nathaniel, the cats after scoring again. Nice. God, Bruno Fernandes is going to be screaming his ass off because, genuinely speaking, Nathan the cat is making a run for him being a permanent resident of the team. But with that yellow card, he might have to come off as well, which is an annoyance, but we'll see. I might have to copy your tactic. I don't get crap from corners. Hey, I'm not getting anything from it yet either, my friend. This is just robbing the tactics that used to work in FM24. But there's nothing happening for me at the moment in it. And there's nobody doing any videos when it comes down to corner tactics and stuff like that. And again, everything on FM Arena appears to just be tripe because the top rated formation on there is still that strikerless formation that I showed the other day. Tino Livramento. Ooh, Everton are winning against Nottingham Forest. Interesting. Oh my God. Tiniero Barry is just after scoring for Everton, IRL. And Wolverhampton's just after scoring against us, so that's annoying. Edison has to do better than that. Otherwise, why did we bother spending the money on him? I know that's one-on-one, and Wolverhampton has all of the thing there, but Edison has to do better than that. He's considered one of the best goalkeepers in the world. He has to do better than that. That one, the one that doesn't work, that gives you more losses than wins. It did for me, anyway. Yeah. This one, I'll show it to you here. This one here. Like, it's down to 70% for them, but this one here. Yeah. Okay, well, we don't make any subs at the moment. We go with this and we continue on. The fact that they have scored is concerning because now with a 2-goal buffer, we have to remember.
Shut up. Don't you forget, you ain't won yet.
Because it's dangerous to let ourselves up. We have to continue to be strong on this. Angelo Stellar taking the free kick. Up we go. Cover there. Oh, they have Zaragoza. Ooh. That's a good signing for them. Zaragoza is very good. Victor needs to do better than that. I don't care that the offside flag came up. Victor needs to do significantly better than that. Okay, so at the moment, is the result still... Yeah, Arsenal 3-0 up. Arsenal just running away with it at the moment. They're a very good team and they're playing phenomenal football. But then again, maybe it's just a situation of this game is a bit busted when it comes down to Pep Guardiola. But then again, I say that and Arne Slot whooped my ass in fucking PSG. Rashford, horrible attempt by Rashford. And Paz again not doing great, unfortunately. Okay, so at 65 minutes, we're going to make a couple of changes. Especially if they score this. Stop him. Okay, good Euro. Willie Kwambwala. To Stellar. To Cat. Rashford. What the... This is good. This goal will be because of Rashford if they score. Edison did not have that covered. Victor! Beautiful! And we'll make the sub now. Sesko with the nice play through to Victor. He's going off with 2 assists, and Evan Ferguson is coming on. Marcus Rashford is going off now, and Brian Mbeumo is coming on. Delict is going off, and Ilya is coming on, and we'll make those changes there and see how things end up going. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. 4-1 against Newcastle. With my new save, might move at the end of the season as long as we stay in Serie B. Who would you move to? Is there any particular club in Serie B you'd like to move to, Maddie? Palace having 4-0 versus Villa too, considering Villa bet us, is interesting. Palace could be I think we've already faced them, haven't we? Maybe we have, maybe we haven't. So that's interesting. Victor loses it far too easily there. Oh my God. We signed a goalkeeper and he's shite. And I have a curse of goalkeepers. How the hell is Edison crap? How is he crap? It seems like it was a waste of 26 million quid. It's looking like it was a waste of 26 million quid. How is he crap? This is just typical. Typical that all this crap ends up happening to me. I mean, the men's was crap versus PSG, so I can't say anything. Well, we have our 4-2 win anyway, so, like, it didn't matter, the goal, but it's still annoying that it happened more than anything else. And with 6 corners, we didn't even get a corner highlight, so the corner changes didn't seem to work for us either. You can be demotivated all you fucking want. Start playing, or you're getting dropped. Might have to just I might just have to spend the bloody 100 million on Lucas Chevalier. I'm looking to go somewhere else. Looking for a club that's a step up. Maybe Rosenborg is what I want if it's open. Hey, give it a go if you can. Why not? Could be a bit of crack. Holy crap! Yeah, there's your difference. There's your difference. Look at this. Arsenal have 7 games played. 21. 21 points. Arsenal are running away with things. Tech the God, my friend. What's a crack-a-lackin'? Is it all going good? Is it all going grand? Is it all going delicious? It has been a bit since we've ended up chatting. How is life treating you, my friend? Have you been playing much nowadays? Did you get to experience The Simpsons on Fortnite? After the last time that you ended up coming in chatting with me, it was actually a good bit of crack when that ended up happening back in the beginning of the year. It's going fantastic, my friend. We have 6 games in and we have 12 points. Arsenal 7 games in and 21, so they're running away with things at the moment. So hopefully we can continue to put on a bit of pressure on them and hopefully end up making something out of it. They've just won all 7 of their games, which is bonkers, and have a 15 goal difference. So like Pep is just making them run on all cylinders. Every single cylinder is just running correct for them at the moment. But in general, life is treating me well. Enjoying doing the streaming, enjoying having the crack, and it's all going good and it's all going grand. Which, by the way, I completely missed what you were on about there, Matty. When you were saying, "I love that chant, it goes hard." Which one are you on about? Is it me? Is it me going? Is it all going good? Is it all going grand? Is it all going delicious? Because if that's the case, then yeah, I agree. No, the Rosenberg chant. Fair enough. I don't actually know it off the top of my head. Something I have to search up. You're giving me more homework. You're giving me more homework when I finish up. Who have Arsenal faced so far, by the way? They've their 7 wins. One of them is me, annoyingly. Arsenal they've beaten Liverpool. So Liverpool are the only other big team they've beaten at the moment. The rest of them have been, you know, okay, but still, that's annoying. Spurs have beaten Newcastle, will probably be their biggest opposition. City have beaten Spurs, will be their biggest opposition. Villa will be us. And we have beaten... I love how it's not bringing it up for me. Typical. Absolutely typical. It doesn't bring up my ones. Well, now it's just refusing to bring up any. Okay, that's interesting, Matty. It's very low key, very chill. Oh, whatever, screw the game. If the game's not going to let me bring up the bits that I want, then screw it, I'm not going to bother. Xavi Simons. I didn't realize how young Xavi Simons is. Holy crap. If you type in Rosenberg chant, it should be the first one. Yeah, no, I listened to it there. That one's just very slow, but it's interesting. Pezuba Mendy, interesting. And Delapse after getting a goal for Chelsea. But yet Chelsea lost. Ooh, okay. Anyway, let's hope Arsenal don't just run away with things, and when they actually start facing some of the big teams, they start losing some stuff. Because I don't want this to be a runaway. I want us to actually be contending with it. And at the moment, like, stat-wise, I know it's only 7 games in, but stat-wise, they're running away with things at the moment. I know they have a game in hand, but still. Okay, cool. Our next game is another Premier League game, so that should be interesting for us. Brentford next. Brentford, Forest, and West Ham. In theory, we should end up winning all of these. So it showed the top goalkeepers in the world there, but it didn't show it to me. So where do I go to find it? Williams could now be in talks. Okay, Nico Williams is in talks to go where? Almere, okay, so he's Saudi. There's Mora injury. Handel faces. Okay. Out with injury. Fair enough. How do I see? Because it showed it. How do I see the top goalkeepers? Team of the week is there. It's not team of the week. It's not Premier League. How do I see it? Because you wouldn't have brought it up for me if I couldn't see it. Oh, never mind. I seen that it was Turbin anyway. Which, to be fair, he's unbelievable, but price-wise, he's bloody, you know. Although Edison is unbelievable as well, technically, so what can you do? Although we were scouting one goalkeeper because we were told about it, and I can't remember who it was. Was it Turbin? Who's the defender? And it's Antonio Silva, isn't it? Yeah, Antonio Silva at Benfica, 23 years of age. He hasn't developed as much as he normally does, which is interesting. But yeah, who was the goalkeeper we were checking? One Orblik, Lewin. It must have been Turbin. It's the only one I can think of. We'll scout you because we might try and sign you as a potential backup option, even though Hardley's doing okay for us. 90 minutes now, 1-1 between Everton and Leeds. Beto now on for Everton. We'll see what ends up happening there. So supposedly in the 78th minute, Guihi ended up hitting off of the bar too, so Everton almost ended up getting the win. Benny might be quaking in his boots a bit of that one. But let's continue on now. I wish it would. Ryan's, Cucurella, Buemo and Paz, fair enough. Tonali's being tracked by City. City don't need another big one like Tonali. Over the Phillips drama. Bruno Fernandes scoring in the international phase. It's always nice to see your players scoring. It means they're getting into form and they should be in form when they come back to you. That'd be the hope. Anyway. Sorry, excuse me. It was rude. Victor Rook is continuing to be left out of Brazil duties, which is interesting. Oh, it's 13 days till Brentford. Oh, there's a lot of international football to go through. Okay. Evan Ferguson played well for Ireland. Ilya Sambrani there. I would assume Ireland was against who? Oh, you can't check. Wonderful. Oh. He scored anyway, so that's good. We can give Ferguson another game when we end up coming back. We can give Ferguson the start versus Brentford, so even though Sesko's been performing good, we'll see what ends up happening there. Too much money. Keith Smith. Bomb. Demula. Not for sale. Up at 69.8 now, yeah. I mean, Kobo went down in value because we have Edison now. We could have gotten him at 57 at one point. He's definitely not worth that. So that's interesting. Estevao out. Interesting. Okay, advertisement starting now, so that's not too bad. We'll get through that as quick as we can. I'm just going to continue to start moving ahead here, and I'll let you know if anything ends up happening, just because literally we're just going through the process of getting through the international break. Humphrey is out with a training injury. Okay, interesting. I love this type of beat. It's always a good bit of crack. I've gotten to the point now where I've ran out of things to say, which is unfortunate. Oh, there does come a point where even the crack runs out of things to say. But hey, it should all be grand anyway. We'll see how things end up going. The international breaks don't mean as much anymore in this, considering you can't scout the games or anything like that to see how things have actually gone. Like, I don't know who the Ukraine were gone up against or who the Netherlands have gone up against, so I can't actually tell. Although that's horse crap that Alex Jimenez is considered the best defensive player in the league. Funny, but absolute horse crap. There's not a chance. I suppose this is the midfielder, Edison, yeah. United at one point in time were linked with him. Apparently he was available for about 20 million quid at one point in time. God, at 16, if his apparent ability is at that and he's 16. God, you have to, don't you? Why? Okay, well that's interesting. So he won't join us. That's weird. Probably because of his age. He probably is afraid he wouldn't be able to play for us or come over until then, which would be annoying. But we'll keep an eye on him because at 16, at that level of ability, if he stays at that price tag, you definitely buy him. Promising winger, Andreas Silva. Anyway, that's sound. And then Camrada got his first cap as well. So it was nice to get a couple of people getting their first international duties. Weird that other people aren't. Like, I think Lenny Oro should be getting game time now. And Victor Rush definitely should be getting game time. Rashford is a different kettle of fish, you know, with the plethora of options that everyone has. Like, the Gata hasn't played for me in yonks. The fact that he's still getting played is funny as hell. Nico Paz having a fantastic performance, which is good. Hopefully Paz will end up having that type of formation when he ends up coming back to us, because he's been underwhelming since joining us, unfortunately. Also, the game ended 1-1, Everton versus Leeds, which is a better result than obviously Leeds winning for Benny and his escapades. But you know, unfortunate at the same point in time. Ooh, Ellington's after getting a hat-trick in the under-18s. So good, we have a kid that's actually developing a bit. And then, yeah. Okay, nice. The under-21s and the under-18s doing well is nice to end up seeing it anyway. Bart Vendeberg, what ended up happening there? Actually, he's someone I probably should have ended up looking at. What was the price tag for Bart Vendeberg? Because he requests to be removed from the transfer list. So he was on the transfer list at one point in time. Oh, he's not that good. Yeah, he's about the same as... Yeah, he's about the same, or if not, he's worse than Lemens. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Cool. We're getting there. We're almost there at the next match against Brentford. Although, weird that I haven't had the option yet to do the Champions League registration, because I still haven't been able to put Edison in. What? Why wasn't he... Game. I don't have Edison picked. Why isn't... Club Internationals? Yeah, UEFA Champions League. Okay, so Edison isn't available for the Champions League until January. That's fun. So, looks like the men's will be guaranteed some game time in the bloody Champions League. That's a nice way to piss me off. Oh, that's a really nice way to piss me off. Interesting that Barella is considered this good. His stats wouldn't indicate that he's as good as the report is coming out, because like he's world class, even though it doesn't look like it. I don't know. That's an arguable point, Matty. Depending on who you're talking to, they wouldn't agree with that statement.
Feeling good.
Lewitt, my friend, thank you so much for the raid. You are a gent and a scholar. How has your stream ended up going for you? For those of you who are after coming in with lures, I am CraicAttack, also known as Craic, here from CraicAttackCentral. I am a variety streamer that plays FM as alongside a multitude of other elements. It's a pleasure to have you all in. I hope the stream was absolutely fantastic, although I don't need to hope because I know it, because I don't think it's possible for Lewis to actually do a bad stream. But how did things end up going, my friend? I hope that it has been good, grand, and scrumptious. What were you playing today? Was it FM26?
Yeah.
I hope it is. Or not that I hope that it is, but I hope whatever it is that you're playing is going well. Yeah, whatever game. I'm still having some interesting graphical issues with the game, but still. Now promoted with Wexford, just starting the pre-season grind. Yeah, and the pre-season grind is quite long for those Irish teams as well. So you have the wonderful joy of having to deal with that as well as everything else. Why is he... Wait, this is actually Wigan. Okay, fine. So the under 21s were playing against actual Wigan. Okay, fair enough. But happy out to that. How many seasons are you in with them, Lewis, if you don't mind me asking? And have you anyone interesting ended up being poked? Because I know when I ended up doing a save in the League of Ireland, I just go to all of the big Premier League clubs and look at their academy and see what type of players I can end up getting at an okay price. See if I can get some people loaned in, and you play them for a bit. Because the unfortunate thing with Irish football is until you set up things to develop within the actual league itself. The league is very much, you sign a person for a 2-year stint and then they piss off somewhere else. Because you're not really scouting outside of Ireland either, because you don't have the money for it. So it's interesting in that way. Also, by the way, I'm saying all of this. If you need to raid and run, please feel free to do so. Don't feel in any way like you have to stay or have to answer any of my questions. They will just go into the vapid void that is life, and we'll worry about them later on. Okay, so I actually think, funnily enough, that it's done a bit of a poke here. Because I'm going to go Alex Jimenez, Euro, Ilya Zambrani. And I am going to play Marc Cucurella. Stellar, Bruno, Nico Paz, Ahmad, Mbeumo, and Ferguson. I actually think that's the team I'm going to play. No, I'm going to make one change. I'm going to put Stellar off, and I'm going to put Manu on. And as for the rest, Saba is tired, so we leave Saba to his own devices. Hardy is there, so we swap Hardy back up for Lamens. Gibson is there, so Gibson comes in for Mazraoui. And we could, well, yeah, I think we go with that. We do have Mount there that we're going to end up with. No, we go with that. Okay, so we'll end up seeing how this ends up going. Can we continue on with back-to-back wins in the Premier League at the moment? We need to with the way Arsenal are performing. So let's see. That was the second season. Not too much with players coming over just yet. I think once the Premier League reps kicks in, I think we'll be okay, but not sure we'll get those just yet. Interesting, Lewis. I suppose the other thing too is, have you managed to stick yourself as an affiliate club yet? Have you managed to get someone in and actually work alongside you as a parental club to allow you to send your players to and all that as well? Where's Victor Rook? He's on international duty, fair enough. Kwambwala, Delict, Gibson, Stellar, Rashford, Delict. Yeah, okay. There we go. Let's go with this and see how we do. So, wish us some luck. It should end up going well. We have a good enough team, definitely, in order to get a result out of this game, and continue to end up having our title challenge in theory end up going into it. So we'll see how life ends up coming true. So once she warms up, we'll end up going in. Not yet. Only just became a professional club. Might be something I can get sorted this preseason. Happy out, my friend. Hopefully it ends up working out for you now. Being promoted up now is good. Next challenge will be to end up getting into the top ranks of it and potentially end up getting a Champions League position. Interesting this. I forgot about Julian Eyestone. He's a good goalkeeping option. Aguirre on the bench, he hasn't been that good. Fabio Cavello is an interesting one, because at one point in time, people in Liverpool thought he was going to be the next big thing. Aaron Hickey not being on the pitch is interesting, but they're going with a back five, so they're going Coyote and Rico Henry, which is about right for it to be Coyote and Rico Henry. They've Jordan Henderson on there. Vitali is interesting as well. I know nothing about this Antonio book, but Bento and Kevin Shahed up front. Dangerous, but we'll see how things end up going. We might need a bit of luck on this one. Hopefully it all ends up going well, but we might need a bit of luck on this one. We have a couple of people who are happy and interested, but we'll execute our plan and see how things end up going. Here in Old Trafford, we'll see how life ends up going. We should end up getting a good result out of this. This shouldn't be any major concern now. Be interesting. Nico Paz, that's who we're watching, to see how all ends up going. And Edison as well, because Edison hasn't been performing good enough yet since he's joined us, and we need him to. At 34 years of age, he can't be performing bad, even though with his stats, he should be unbelievable. Was on FM, so I missed that. Oh, no worries about it, Senior Duck. I'll end up catching them if I can. Anyways, it's like the moderator stuff that I end up giving you is just for ease of use to have someone there in case I end up missing something for a while. But I'm keeping an eye, as is normally the case. Anyways, you know yourself. So just the usual crap of someone ended up coming in stating, "Will you follow X link?" Usual horse manure. Was gutted on the Feyenoord save. Why? What ended up happening on your Feyenoord save? We're 20 minutes in and haven't had a shot. What the hell is going on here? Okay. We have something coming here. Marc Cucurella with his throw there. Up here to Bruno. Bruno to Menu. Menu to Euro. Euro to Jimenez. Jimenez runs through. Down and an own goal. Ooh, that's the first time that's happened to us this season, where the goal has come from an own goal. Jimenez goes for the cross down to try and find Ahmad. He does end up hitting it in. Interesting. Missed out on the Champions League in qualifying, was 3-all over 2 legs, but my goalkeeper crapped the bed and got a 6.1. That's why you always need to have an extra goalkeeper, because the minute a goalkeeper ends up going down to below a 6.4, you get rid of them. A UECL money is no joke. I guess I should have put a wee bit more gravitas to it. Oh no! I can't believe it! That's so bad to hear! sure. But yeah. Goalkeeper seems to be bad no matter who you have in FM. To be fair, that's been a thing since 24 as well. Like, Lucas Chevalier stank the goddamn bed when I joined Real Madrid. The fact that we're 1-0 up with 0 shots on target, by the way, like, you just have to get really lucky. You have to find the goalkeeper with the right personality and the whole lot for you. That's why Jason O'Connor worked so well for me in that save, because he just could. He had the hands of Midas. He could save anything. He was like David De Gea. He could save the fucking Titanic. 12,000 a week on wages in Iceland. If we make it third qualifying round, that's enough money to pay the wages for the whole year. Happy out on that one. Have you made it there on your Icelandic save yet? Well, going out wide on the corner didn't help. And Ahmad didn't help either. That's in off season. Okay. How are we not on target? What's going on in this game? What are they doing? What are Brentford doing? They just seem to be defensively solid, which is interesting because they're not that defensively good. Maybe, I don't know if it's about them being good or us just being crap. And then that happens. It's probably a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B as we end up seeing here. FM's quick pick doesn't pick a bench for me. Really? I know that's something that ends up happening all the time on our save. Senior Kurt always refreshes a squad and picks a squad from scratch. And there's been an immense amount of times playing with him where he has just forgotten to put down a new squad. Also, Nico Paz. Holy crap, my man. I mean, holy crap, my man. How are you putting in stinkers after stinker after stinker after stinker? How are you still putting in stinkers? Okay, Sesko on for Paz. And actually going to move Bruno deeper and bring on the cat. Yeah, we'll go with those changes and see how things end up going. Weird. It's annoying me a bit how bad Nico Paz is being. We need to figure out why Nico Paz is performing bad and try and get him performing good. Because he's not performing bad, he's just not performing good, to be fair. And now I have started XI and no one else. Hey, let's hope no one gets injured. Let's hope they all end up standing good. Although at max he can end up having 4 injuries anyway. I think it's three. Yeah, we do need to change this tactic. It's 4 players that you can have sent off, right? What club I'm at, but it seems like every time my club loses money throughout the year. Is there anything I can do to fix that? Yeah, lower your wage bill. I know that's a dick answer, but that's the answer to your question. Lower your wage bill. Like, I know it seems like a dick answer, but it's legitimately the truth. It's lower your wage bill. Or, yeah, that either. Don't hire as much staff. But the actual fastest way to do it is lower your wage bill. Corner tactic. No one there at the front. Alex Jimenez almost got a goal. If you just fill out the max amount of staff, you get your staff wages will be a huge chunk, and cull the reserves and youth. Yes, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, so long as you're positive at the end of the year, so long as you get enough tournament money at the end of the year and are actually positive, it doesn't actually matter that much. So you just need to make sure that you're high enough in order to do it. Like, that's the thing about it. Like, in most cases, unless you horribly over-own, like, the club will tell you, the wage structure that if you meet the club's targets, they'll tell you exactly the wage structure you can end up going before you'll end up bankrupting the club, typically. So just know that if you are like on max of what the club is recommending, you need to end up getting the results that the club wants off of you. Just keep that in mind. Otherwise, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Like, I'm currently 100 million in the red based on this this season, but we're already going to be grand. But in my opinion, if you get a youth player with 4 or greater potential, just play him right away. Do you think so? Well, I suppose that would end up being the case in lower down the league saves, yeah. With match time. Okay, interesting. I'm going to use all of my subs now. I'm going to regret this, but I'm going to use all of my subs now. I don't feel like doing staff contracts because there is always so many, so I just delegate it. Yeah, and that's an unfortunate thing as well, because what tends to happen when you delegate the staff contracts is they inevitably sign them up with a yearly extension. They'll always add a yearly extension. If you go and manually do it, they'll accept the same wage without the yearly extension, but your director of football will always give them a year-on-year extension, so the money will end up going up as well. Training is good. You can develop a player really well through specialized training, but if you want him to really get attributes for his position, just play him. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Ducasse and Gibson are players I've started playing there. I started playing a couple of players now in that. It's just the Premier League. When you're playing a big Premier League team, you can't get away with it, because if they perform bad, it'll sink you. But yeah, they don't improve them either. They wait until they retire before replacing them mostly. Are you on about the staff? Yeah, no, they don't replace staff at all if you're delegating it. You have to go out of your way to look for the best staff. That's why I hate the new staff system, because it's so hard to fucking Gibson. Oh, that's normally the cat. What a goal. Oh my God, what a goal. Just a reminder, Gibson is 17. Just a reminder, Gibson is 17. What a goal. Oh, he could be next generational. Chef's kiss of a goal. Yeah, Mark Cucurella needed to do significantly better there. Jordan Henderson almost with the goal. Jimenez to Sesko. Okay. Again, 11 corners. The corners have done nothing. Fucking nothing. But another win. Another win for us. Fascinating that they didn't make a single substitution. Fascinating. But I guess to each their own. It was an unbelievable goal by Gibson. And we're up to 4th at the moment. Arsenal again, 21 points. A full 4 points ahead of City at the moment. Full 6 points ahead of us. Like, that doesn't seem like a lot, and we're early in the season, so it should be grand, but still. I'm half tempted to shout at Ryan, but I don't care enough about Ryan. Although, yeah, we'll get 20 million for signing Cucurella for free if we end up selling him next year. So that's a good old option for us. It was worth getting him. I mean, when he's on 20k, it's worth getting him. But although I will say my finances are plattering, like they're hemorrhaging finances at the moment. Like, holy crap, we're hemorrhaging them. I'm trying to figure out what the big one is. The yellow player wages is that. So what's the big pink one? Oh, loan repayments and interest. Okay, so the reason why we're hemorrhaging money is because of loans. Fine, so it's not my fault. Although I will say, the fact that they keep picking out Alex Jimenez as one of the best defensive performances is very, very interesting to me. Weird. Anyway, yeah. Another good performance for us there. He was good. I don't think he was great, but hey, I'm not gonna lie with it. Otto Strange. Probably not, unfortunately. If he had those stats at 18, I'd probably consider it, but I doubt it. Okay, so I know it's only been a 2-hour stream, but I'm going to end up leaving it there because I have a couple of things I need to do in the back end. And the next time I come live with Football Manager, we'll go into the next game versus Nottingham Forest, and we'll see how things end up going. Hopefully Arsenal in that period of time. Arsenal lost! Nottingham Forest bet Arsenal. That's beautiful. Okay, so we need to get a result out of Nottingham Forest. That's interesting. But between now and the next time when we go up against Nottingham Forest, the team that bet Arsenal, we'll see how things end up going. I don't know how things are on Wednesday. I need to check with Kicker about whether or not we're doing peak. If I'm not doing peak, then I might do Shimigami Tensei as something a bit different, as opposed to just doing FM again. But it was a pleasure being on with you tonight, guys. Thanks to all of you that ended up coming in. It was genuinely a pleasure to end up having you. I'm going to send you over to Ritual Panda. Actually, he's playing Phasmophobia on VR. And he's come in and he said hello to us a couple of times, so I think it's fine that I return the favor. So thank you all so much for coming in. It was an absolute pleasure talking to you. Remember, I am Stupid Sexy Craic. It has been a pleasure. Make sure your crack is 90. Long full, and as always, my friends, Pog Mahone. Adios.